Welcome back. Now, Donald Trump's hogging the headlines again. It was the latest of his many indictments yesterday, his day in court in Washington. And he has quipped that all he needs now to guarantee him being the next president of the United States is one more indictment, because with each indictment, only in America, he gets more popular. Amazing, amazing. And yesterday, as he left Washington after his real-life courtroom drama, he had this to say on a rain-soaked tarmac right next to his Trump Force One aeroplane. Take it away, Don.
When you look at what's happening, this is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America. This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him. We can't let this happen in America. Thank you very much, everyone.
There's old Donald Trump making his feelings plain about his latest indictment. Let's talk to US political commentator Laurie Laird. Hello, Laurie.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good to have you on board.
Absolutely lovely to see you.
Yeah. Do you know what I love about Donald Trump? I was saying this in the office earlier.
Tell me the reasons.
Well, it's this, that he puts his name on everything, There it goes. You see, so there is his big Trump Force One aeroplane, you know, Trump Tower, Trump this, Trump that. So after he made that statement, he turns around in the pouring rain with his big umbrella, and on the side of the umbrella is Trump. He even puts
It's a good thing it doesn't have more letters, because it would be much harder to get a longer name.
That's true.
On an airplane or a helicopter. So lucky guy, really. Not everything's going against him.
It is going against him, but he does have a kind of a point, a warped point, when he quipped, you know, one more indictment and that'll get me over the line. Because with each successive indictment, he becomes more popular, as I said, only in America. You know, I used to live there, so I've been trying to explain to my colleagues here. I think it's to do with the cowboy film DNA in the American culture. You know, the lone hero against the big crowd. It's something to do with that, isn't it?
I wish you could explain it to me, because
I don't really know.
Don't understand. I mean, the only theory that I have is that supporting Trump makes people feel like they belong to some kind of, they're on a team, they're part of a tribe. And America, in many ways, has never had it this good. We're not at war to any extent, that we're fairly prosperous. Yes, there's a lot of inequality, but somehow Trump makes people feel like they belong. It's not like we're united against a foreign enemy. So people really have coalesced against Trump. And I don't know if you've noticed when you are in America, Kevin, that Trump supporters are not just supporters. They need to tell you about it.
Yeah,
they need to talk about it. I mean, it's one of the first things that you hear when you meet a Trump supporter. They really want you to know about it. And it just, I don't know, it's a feeling of belonging.
I think you're right. Now, it's pretty much an open secret that the powers that be in the Republican Party would actually much prefer the sort of televisual, beautiful wife, perfect American family candidate, Ron DeSantis, to be their man. However, DeSantis, for all his talents, is a lousy campaigner, as people say.
Terrible campaigner.
Yeah, and that his only asset is his wife.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but they do. He's more sellable than Trump. But are they going to be able to stop Trump being their candidate? Because he's way ahead of the lousy campaigner DeSantis, isn't he?
Well, and DeSantis seems to be absolutely hemorrhaging support. Every time the poor guy does a speech, his polling numbers go down even more.
So it's like the opposite of Trump. So he does something. He does something good, and his numbers go down. Trump does something bad, and his numbers go up. I love this conversation. As I say, I'm going to say it one more time. Only in America.
Honestly, it provides such fodder, so much to talk about. I don't think any of us will truly understand it. But I do think DeSantis is probably making a mistake in trying to out-Trump Trump. He's staked out a position to the right of Trump, and some of his sort of conservative views do not chime all that well with the rest of the electorate, like restrictive abortion laws that he has signed into the statute books in Florida. That turns a lot of people off, and I think his polling, he won the Florida governorship by 20 percentage points, which is insane for a mixed state like Florida, for him to have that kind of a lead. Yet it is going down with every one of these ultra-conservative decisions. He is losing support, and the gap between him and Trump is really opening up. And add to that the first two places that are going to vote for in their primary are Iowa and New Hampshire. Both of these states really value retail politicians. Man, if you go to Iowa, you have to sit with people in Iowa and eat corn dogs and eat cheese fries and chili fries.
Sounds
and
all right.
shake
Sounds good.
hands. Yeah, fine with me. Absolutely.
I'm there.
I feel like if I could do any, I'd be able to campaign. DeSantis seems to absolutely recoil from that sort of retail politics. He does, and New Hampshire is very similar. These are two states that take their responsibility as the early caucusing states. They take this responsibility very seriously. They want to meet the candidates. They want to talk about national issues. They want to talk about local issues. And this is where DeSantis does not do very well.
Absolutely. Now, put the case that I don't see how the Republicans can stop Trump becoming their candidate. They want to, but I think he's an unstoppable force. So he's their candidate. Ironically, both the big parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, they're all going, we don't want this candidate. Can't you get us another one? So the Democrats are lumbered with, 840-year-old Joe Biden, who's determined to stand again. Now, if that is the race, if it is between Trump and Biden, you know what Trump will do? He will insult that guy, undermine him like you've never heard before. He will call him geriatric. He will call him senile. He will call him corrupt. And I think it will have traction. I think the way I see it, you tell me the way you see it, I think they both do end up being the candidates in the race to the White House, and I say Trump wins.
Difficult to say at this point. We've got a long way to go, but I think the one thing that I think needs to be discussed, and you're highlighting to a certain extent, is that Joe Biden isn't the top choice of the Democratic Party. And Joe Biden has not done very well with grooming a successor. And this has been something that I've been very disappointed about. Where's Kamala? Where is she? Yeah. Why are we not seeing more of her?
By the way, sorry to interrupt, Laurie, but that's what people are saying. That will be one of Trump's main campaign slogans. Vote Biden, get Harris. And no one wants that.
Well, where is she? I mean, does anyone know what
they're hiding her, aren't they?
Or looks like? And I've asked this question of so many people. Is she making herself absent to not sort of hang on to the coattails of an unpopular president, or has she been sidelined? And there is some talent, to my mind, in the Democratic cabinet. The Energy Secretary, Jennifer Granholm, very talented. Pete Buttigieg, the Transport Secretary. We've just had an energy crisis. Why don't we know who these people are? Why aren't we seeing Jennifer Granholm? Why don't we see her on television? Why don't we know what she looks like? There hasn't been any sort of succession planning or promotion of government figures in this administration. And I can't understand why, when you have a president who you think every time he takes a step, it could be his last.
Absolutely. Laurie, fantastic to talk to you. We're going to watch this one all the way through.
Yeah, good to catch up, Kevin.
Yeah, and let's not leave it so long next time. Thank you very much. That's Laurie Laird, US political commentator there. What do you think? Do you reckon Trump can do it? Do you want Trump to do it? 03444991000.